it's Joni with Big Tiny Dreams. Check out my shirt. I thought I'd tell you about this real quick before I start the video. You kind of see, this is my Rugrats. It's kind of like a sweat pajamas thing. My daughter got it on clearance for me like a year or two ago, like $1.50 a piece. And these were the pants. You buy them separately. I washed these, and probably can't tell right now. Let me see if I can move this chair. You can see how short they are. The pants like comes down to here. So I'm thinking I might cut these off and get some of that iron-on hemming tape, whatever you call that, and make some shorts out of it. Because they have pockets too. But I thought they were cute. It reminds me of when my kids were little. When my kids were real little, Rugrats was the thing, especially for my son. Anyway, today's video, this will be a part 1 and 2, maybe, who knows, maybe 3. I thought I'd share with y'all some of my games. I've thought about going through and possibly getting rid of some. I don't know though. I keep things around for like when my grandbaby comes over. Now some things he won't be able to play with just yet, but I want to be able to have things for him to have fun when he comes to see his Mimi. So I keep some of those things for that, but some for when the family gets together, which isn't always often, but we like to play games of some sort. So this is like my cards and dice type games. Some things I've collected from thrift stores. Some things I've gotten at yard sales. And some things I've gotten, you know, just on maybe after Christmas clearance or on special somehow. Sometimes I paid regular price. What I have here, when I can't find the rules to a game, like I have Farkle, but I don't know that I have the rules to it. So I go and I print it out. There's a website. I'm not sure what the website's called. Let me see if it's on here. I'm not seeing it. Sometimes you see the web address at the bottom of the page or something. But I'll print them out, and this is on that cardstock paper. I print it out and I put it inside the box with with whatever game it comes with. There was also a game called Swap card game that I downloaded the rules to that. So anyway, some of these, like this, I don't even know if I'll keep this. I got this at a yard sale. It's called Greed, which is perfect for today's society, right? You get all your politician friends together and play. I'm just teasing. Okay. It's an addictive dice game of strategy versus greed. Just roll the dice to pile up points, but where does greed stop and strategy end? So I'm not exactly sure. I don't even think I've played this yet, but I would see something like this, and I'm like, oh, that looks like fun, and then have yet to play it with anybody. So I don't know if it is fun or not. Now, I know this will seem like a lot for tiny home dwelling, but part of getting rid of is, I know it sounds weird, part of getting rid is keeping the things that bring joy to you, not getting rid of everything. Now, I'm not going to have room for everything, obviously, but some of the tiny home communities I've looked at either will have a small storage shed next to your tiny home, or will have one available, or will allow you to put one. If need be, I'm like, I keep my games in containers with the locking on lids. I say locking, it's not like a padlock, but it holds the lid down, and I can see what's inside. When I have friends or family over where we want to play something, I go get it out of there. Now this festive bingo, I like how they call that. It's like for Christmas. This is something me and my daughter got, actually. I think we might have got this at TJ Maxx or something a couple of years ago. And we have played this. This is a little canvas bag to hold the items, I guess. And here's the bingo cards. It might be a good idea to get these laminated so that they, last longer. But what we would do is, me and my youngest, we love putting on a good Christmas party. Now, we don't have a wild time with, tons of people, but it's usually very close friends and family just enough to put in our living room. And we loved buying little prizes and things. We want to make it fun for everybody. And so we would pick up prizes. You can go like Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, and sometimes, even Walmart or whatever, and find items that aren't too expensive. You gradually collect, and then you have games where people can win a prize, and it just makes it more fun. Sometimes it might even be a nice little, look, of course, this one is very old. Isn't that nice looking? But anyway, that's one of the things that we like to do. This is dice from different board games. We have had a bunch of different Monopoly sets, and sometimes, you lose pieces and parts here and there. And some games were like, oh, we've lost a token or we lost dice. I just put them all in a Ziploc bag. And then if we need an extra token, if we decide we want to have, if it says 2 to 4 players and we want to have 5, we're like, well, hey, here's a token. You can use this. And, oh, we've got extra dice right here. So that's what that's for. And this, I think I got this from Target years ago in their little dollar section when it was usually $1 back then. This, I believe, is what's called Bunko. This was like ladies' night Bunko. I've never played it before. Something I wanted to learn to play. And see, it comes with these cute dice in pink and black. Let me slip my slip-ons off and I'll show you. See, they come in the nice pink, black, and white. Look, the white has pink little dots on it. So there's however many you need for that game. I don't know. I haven't played that yet. But one of these days I will. Maybe I'll get in a tiny home community one day that, there'll be people that enjoy playing games, because that's what I love to do. This is like, how they have like finger football and stuff like that. This one was, I don't know, like a finger hockey or croquet. I say croquet or polo, whatever, but it has like the little sticks in it for hitting the different objects. I don't even know where the rules are to that, but I got that. And I found, where is it? I found a little shoe that you put on your finger. I don't know where it went. That for playing the finger football thing, you put the, I know it sounds goofy, this little plastic shoe in your finger and use it to kick. So anyway, there's that. This is like travel games. When my kids were little, I would do things like this, and I'd have a little tote bag with all kinds of different travel games and things, because especially being self-employed with my husband, we did remodeling way back yonder. And it seems like whenever we'd go somewhere, we'd end up looking at a new job somewhere, and the kids would get bored. I'd always have things in the car, or if we went to see the family, took a trip down to Mississippi to see the family. That's a long trip. We had a minivan back then, so I would pass out different things for them to do. So, for instance, and I love the little miniature things. This was, or it still is a keychain. Do y'all remember the game Boggle? This, here, I'm going to roll up in my chair. This is for the game Boggle, and it has like, you can slide this out, the little timer for your words, and it still works. And you slide that in there. It can be hooked on a, bag or something if you want, but you just shake it. You got to get the little letter cubes to fall in their place. And then you do the timer and come up with words. So, I mean, that's something very small you could take with you. And then here's a game. I don't even know if I have, the rules are in it. It's called Toss Up. And I think these were my sons or something, but, their games just kind of go all over. I don't know if he was getting rid of it or something. And I'm like, hey, I might keep that. And this is another game I don't know the rules to, but it's some kind of dice game called Cinco. And I think I printed out the rules to it so that it could be played. And here's a bigger timer. I don't know why I have a big one, and I don't know what it goes to. But if you want more time to play your little Boggle game, there you go. And then, you know how you can play Yahtzee and stuff. I thought these were cool because these are like poker dice, and there's a little rules in there how to play poker dice. And see, the faces of them look like cards. So I might have got that at a thrift store or yard sale. And here's little Post-it notes to where anybody could keep score on stuff. I love collecting unusual games or old classic games. And this is Skip-Bo. We had so much fun playing that. But it's like once you play with them, you can't put them back in the box because for some reason they grow as you play with them. And I forgot how to play that, but that's fun to play. And this, I think I got this at a thrift store. You slide this open. This is like a little travel spirograph set. And that's a little Post-it piece of paper my kids put in there. And see, it has the little spirograph pieces. And it's a travel one. So you open this up, I don't know what that is. Put your piece of paper on it. First, shut the lid. Put your piece of paper on it. You can use a bigger piece, I guess. It's kind of wonky there. There you go. And then you take your spirograph pieces and draw your little spirograph artwork. This I got in Holland. They weren't really into playing games much, but me and my daughter were. One of the last couple of nights there, I found, here it is, a little score pad for like Yahtzee, but it was called Score Block. I got it at one of their little cheap stores there in Holland and bought some dice, but we didn't have anything for I was like, it'd be cool to have something to shake them in. Well, I had made homemade chocolate chip cookies over there with pecans because like the Nestle Toll House, they don't really do stuff like that over there that I saw with the family I stayed with. So this is what the chopped pecans came in. And so we're like, hey, that's perfect for the dice. So I taught them how to play Yahtzee with, and see, all of this was in English. It was just called differently. But if you look on the back, Amsterdam, Netherlands. We didn't stay in Amsterdam. I forget I think the place, city, whatever you call it, Almere, something or other. So anyway, there's that. And then my husband's family would play this game, but this was the travel version of what they would play. It was called, I think, Pass the Pigs, something like that. Yeah, Pass the Pigs. So you have these little pigs that you roll them like dice and like that. Hold on. Let me grab those. I'll probably be editing that part out. Where'd my other pig go? Here it is. So you have these little pigs and you roll them like dice. And this is, there goes one of the pencils. There's the score pad. And that's how you keep score according to how the pigs land when you roll them. So being his family was into that, and we saw the travel version. As I said, I loved having ones that, games you could take with you to play. Let me see, I don't know where the other thing to that is. And this, I think, was one of the prizes at one of our Christmas parties. It's just playing cards that are, have Santa Claus and Rudolph and Snowman and a penguin on there. So, you don't have to play any particular game. You can play whatever when you have regular playing cards. And then I think this is something I got in the dollar section at Target, Family Fun Night. So the box is coming apart, but you just take out a card. Sir Garnet is what that one's called. And another Napoleon trick-taking game. And it tells you how to set up to play. And so it's kind of like giving you ideas of things to do with your family for family game night. Let me see. Here's another one. I doubt it. If any player at the table believes they are not aces, that player says, I doubt it. The cards must then be turned up and revealed. There's more to that. But, you know, it's just, I guess, different games you could play with cards. So that's always fun for kids. And this, I don't know what this was, some little game. I think it came with some electronic thing, and I don't even know where that is. But it says, I'd like to fly one day, and it gives you options. On the space shuttle, in the Goodyear blimp, or in a helicopter. And the other one is, I hope I never do this in public when I'm older. A, yell at my kids. B, wear spandex pants. Or C, burp. So it's called Surprise, Surprise, or Down the Road. It's just different. I guess it's just like a social game. So that is another thing I have. This one, the box tore up too, so I just put the cards in here. It's the Game of Life card game, and here's the cards to it. So there's that. This one is Road Trip, which is the same thing as Millborn, but I think we got these at Cracker Barrel. And it's the cross-country auto racing game, which my husband's family was into playing Millborn. So it's very similar. If you've played Millborn, I've got that in a box somewhere. I'll show you what that looks like. We have the actual Millborn game. But here's the different types of cards with it. And that actually was a very fun game that his family got me into playing that I enjoyed. Oh, and this came from Target too. Family Fun Night, Let's Keep Score. So if you're going to play games with a family and you need, you got Family Fun Night cards, you need a Family Fun Night score pad to go with it, right? That's how I see it. Oh, and this, I'm not sure where I got this or if it came with something we got the kids. Nick Card Mania, the Nick Guide to Classic Card Games. So if you can't remember all the different games there are, you have a book with your cards, then you got different things you could play. Spit. I haven't heard of that one, but it has, actually gives the directions and graphics of how to play it. I doubt it. That's what the other thing was talking about. I thought that was something Target made up. So I guess that is an actual card game. I guess instead of Go Fish, you play Go Jellyfish. But it has a bunch of different games in it. Hearts. Now that's the classic one I've heard of. I think I've actually played that before. And I also have this, the Book of Cards for Kids, that has a bunch of different card game directions in there. See, there's nice pictures, and for those of us that, like me, that forget how to play which game. Speed Snap, Beggar Your Neighbor, Crazy Eights and Chase the Ace, Call Rummy and Knockout Whist, 35 noisy games for the whole family, plus solitaire for rainy days. So that's always fun. And these, I think these were from Cracker Barrel. Classic Dominoes. I think there's rules here. I think. Yeah, there's rules here. Now, my mom was really into playing dominoes. She said when she was in Texas, probably before I was even born. And there's like, I don't know what it's called, Mexican Train or something like that, that she would play. I haven't learned to play that one yet. Then here we have Pocket Size, the Ungame. I got this at a thrift store. I think I took this with me to Holland in my little backpack. All ages version, 2 or more players. World's favorite self-expression game. I like social games that kind of get people talking. And so it says, enjoy sharing opinions, feelings, and beliefs. Increase understanding of yourself and others. So it's for like families, friends, classes, parties, churches, whatever. There's the rules. And Secrets of Success. Now, I don't know what that has to do with the game, but there's a deck for all ages, and then if you're one. I'm just kidding. That's not for if you're one. Of course, you know that, but, I'm goofy when I can be. Okay, so, but there's an all ages on this one too, I guess. So, if you could spend one whole day with your best friend, what would you like to do? So that's the, then there's like a topic. Oh, that is a topic. Okay, so I guess you pick a card and take turns. What musical instrument would you use to describe yourself and why? I don't know about that. Is my mic still working? Good. Tell about a secret desire that you have. What are 3 things you would like to be doing in 3 years? Okay, so yeah, be able to pay the bills, fix up my house, and be able to pay the bills. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was a cool game because, as I said, I like interactive games that get people talking, especially when you're just getting to know people or friends. Some people might be uncomfortable with that, but. And then here's after dinner games. I think I got this at Half Price Books, one of the little bookstores around here. 40 of the greatest after dinner games. Now, I'm not sure. It gives you an index. After dinner speeches. Now, I don't know how that's a game. Oh, it is a game. A popular Victorian game requiring players to waffle on about a given subject for exactly 1 minute. Now, that could be fun, or it could be boring, depending on who you play with. Now, I could see playing with my family members, the Marion family. Oh, my gosh. You guys, you of my family that may be watching this video, and even if you're not, I'm going to tell you, we need to play this when we all get together. I don't even remember the last time we were all together. Probably at my oldest daughter's wedding reception, which, geez, maybe 5 years ago. So it's been a long time. Like all of us together. Well, no, my other brother wasn't there then. So I don't know when we all got together last. It was a long time. But if I get to move a little more northeast in the tiny home I'd like to, or community area, then I'll be closer to all my siblings, except for maybe one. It might be the same distance. But I have 3 siblings. I'd be just a few miles from one and maybe a couple hours from the other. So that would be nice. And we would have to get together and play this game because I know that would be fun. Let's see. So there's section 1, table games. Section 2, lively games. Says these are slightly more lively games than those in section 1. Now, I could see my family wanting to do more lively games because we're kind of like that. Let's see. You can still play these whilst seated around the table, but you may need to push the debris into the middle to make way for frantic gesticulations. I'm sorry, I haven't heard of that word before. I've heard of gesturing, but gesticulations, I guess this is a Victorian thing. I can say, we've got to be proper and use our gesticulations for the game we are playing. Sorry, that's my weird voice when I used to do some sketch comedy videos. Okay. Some games call for quick thinking, others a great deal of bluffing. And then section 3 is riotous games. That could be fun for my family too. I'm not sure. These games require the players to leave the table. Most are team games and entail a lot of shouting and general hullabaloo. Well, if there's anything my family's good at, it's hullabaloo. I'm sure, Stephanie, my cousin, if you're watching, you can agree with me on this one. Our families probably both are really good at hullabaloo. Section 4, the late night games. Oh, and comment in the comments below if you and your family are good at hullabaloo. Late night games. These games are best attempted late at night. They contain physical stunts and races that you would never dream of attempting in the cold light of day, but which seem to be particularly amusing late at night. As long as players have some sort of control over their limbs, they should enjoy these. Okay. I wonder if this is anything like what I remember my brothers playing when I was a little girl. This is going to sound gross and weird, and they'll probably be like, no, don't say that. But I can remember my brothers getting in what they called fart fights. They'd wrestle each other on the floor and try and fart on one another. I know that sounds gross. My family's weird, and we love our weirdness. Okay, my mic is, sorry I hit my mic. Okay, so maybe that's one of the late night games in here, because it says containing physical stunts and races you would never dream of attempting. Well, I know I would never dream of being in a fart fight. So you never know. That could be one of them. Okay, and I think that's the only sections that they have. So yeah, there's lively games. They have Yahtzee on here. Jenkins. I don't know what that would be. But anyway, I'm not going to, go into all of them. But this is a cranium game, but it's little, like a travel one. You take it out. This is supposed to have like Play-Doh modeling clay. I think it dried out, so I can open it up and put some more in there. Here's the little timer. And look at the cute little, I don't know if I could, I guess I can show it like that. See the little pieces and the cards. So, and there's a little drawing tablet and a little pencil. And look at this little dice. I don't know if, I'll just show it in here. Can you see the little dice? They're so tiny. Let me see. There's a little dice. So yeah, it's like a little travel one. And I would have stuff like this in my purse. That like, well, me and the kids could play something, or the kids could play something. Then, who doesn't like, I thought it was called Trouble. This one's called Frustration. I think it's the generic brand of Trouble, but it's the travel game. Oh, and there went the piece. This is a card game called Labyrinth. Explore the maze of possibilities. So here's the directions, and here's the little pieces. And I don't know if I played this one yet or not. Now, me and my youngest daughter at one time were going through and just playing all our different games to see if we still wanted this or that. Like, is that going to be fun or not? And then if we didn't really like it, you're like, we're going to give that one away. So that's one we'll have to try again. Now, these are a little dirty. Rand McNally. I'm not sure if I got these at Cracker Barrel for the kids when they were little, but it was something they could do in a car trip. It's like a wipe off. It's laminated. You use a dry erase marker. See how it opens up? And Map the Madness. I'm not sure what you do with that. But there's different games like License Plate Lookout, Endings and Beginnings, A Capital Idea, Hidden States, Penny Toss. Different things they could do in the car and not be bored. Travel Adventures, Amazing Maze, The Word Triangle, really miniature golf, Count Up in 20 questions. And then there's more on the back, like the dot boxing. This is another thing that right there, we used to do in church when I was little. We would just draw these little dots and then take turns, and whoever, you draw the lines, and whoever make a square, you'd put your initial in it. And then by the time all the dots were boxed up, whoever had the most of their initial won the game. And then there's tic-tac-toe, and there's some kind of bingo and hangman, and then treasure hunt and road rally. I think you look for the signs and mark them off. So I think these two may be the same, or yeah, these are the same. So the kids, could play with those. And that, my friends, is box number 1. I have 2 more. I know, I'm like the crazy old collector lady, whatever, but I know how to have fun at least. So, because I like to, not everybody likes to play games, but that's something I've always kind of been a gamer. And as I mentioned, I think in one of my older videos, it all started when my grandmother gave us money we didn't keep Christmas when we were little, but she didn't want to give her other grandkids something for Christmas and not us. So she gave us money. I must have been, 5, 6 years old, something like that. And that's when the neighbor girls that I used to play with, the mom found out I didn't keep Christmas, and then I wasn't allowed to play with their daughters anymore. And I remember coming home crying. I was so sad. And I know I probably told this story before, but as I tell my kids, just act like you're hearing it for the first time. Because they'll be like, Mom, you already told me that. I'm like, yeah, just act like you're hearing it for the first time. So anyway, or you can fast forward this part. So anyway, I come home crying about it. And I think around then I found out my grandmother had given money to my mom for us to split up. And I don't know whose idea it was, but we all went and picked out a couple of board games a piece. And I remember my oldest brother, Jim, putting his arm around me. He's like, oh, that's okay. You don't need them. Like, you've got us. And we're going to play together. And so I remember us buying all these board games. And I had the best time playing with my siblings. And yeah, I was sad about the loss of friends, but at least I had my family and we had a blast. The two games I picked out at my age, Happy Days. Can you believe that was a game? If I find it at a yard sale or something, I might get it so I can show you guys. I got that one in Hi-Ho Cherry-O. Now, who hasn't played Hi-Ho Cherry-O before? I have. I mean, I have, not haven't, but I have. Yeah. It's where you spin the spinner and you have like these buckets of cherries. And I think you either picking the cherries or putting the cherries in the tree. I guess it makes sense to pick them, but you could do it either way. And there's like 4 sections and you played. And then I don't remember which sibling got picked out which game, but it seems like I remember us getting Monopoly, The Game of Life, and like Masterpiece. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that one. I have that one. I will show that in one of my other board game videos that I do, because yeah, I have containers of those that are much bigger than these. That some of them are just games we've collected for the kids over the years, and we just still have them. And anyway, so my point is, games meant a lot to me. It was a way of, the family coming together, and I felt included, and I had a lot of fun. So that's why I wanted to pass that down to my kids and always have something fun for them to do. So on that note, I'm going to put these back up. Hopefully I can fit them all back in the container. And gosh, I know that's a lot, but yeah, I need to get to where I play some of these again. Now, of course, you don't need someone else to play Spirograph, but hey, I could do that by myself, right? And I know it may sound like, oh, you're a weirdo. You still like, kid type stuff, but I was like, I play this computer game called The Sims, and that's a whole nother video I'll have to get into. But my husband, when he was still my husband at the time, would tease me that I was playing, that was my grown-up version of playing Barbies. For any of you who know what that game is, that's what he said about that. And one day I'll show y'all about that, and then you'll understand probably why. But anyway, this is part 1 of my card and dice game collection, and I'm somehow able to fit it all in there. So now you see why I'm going to get a tiny home. I'm probably going to need a storage shed to put my games in. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if y'all have any favorite card games that y'all have liked, or, could suggest, not that I need to buy more, but there may be ones that you like that you enjoy playing, go ahead and tell me about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and there will be a part 2 after this, and I'll show you the other shirt that my daughter got me with the pajamas. They're kind of in the pajamas section, but we're like sweats, and they feel like sweats. But yeah, the pants shrunk on those too, and I'll have to show you that. But anyway, you guys be blessed, and until next time, bye.